Last question. Looking up a stat, I don't know if you know this or not. You probably do, knowing you, because you don't miss much. Caitlin Clark has personally received 17% of the flagrant fouls called. Literally, she's been fouled on flagrant fouls. 17% of them have been against her personally. We spoke about the Cheryl Swoop situation. We've spoke about the numbers, the ratings. We've spoken about the resentment that Caitlin Clark has been receiving, not by most, not by all.
Caitlin Clark's journey to stardom hasn't been without its challenges. From her very first season, she faced not just fierce competition, but a series of brutal, downright dirty plays. It's shocking to think that 177% of all flagrant fouls this season have been committed against her, proving just how much of a target she's become. While her rookie season should have been all about showcasing her incredible talent, she found herself enduring personal attacks. From being blindsided by Chendi Carter to taking a poke in the face from Deja Carrington, Clark became the target of some of the most aggressive plays in WNBA.
Whistle.
And perhaps the most disheartening part? The silence that followed. No ejections. No statements from the league.
In Los Angeles, that's got to be pretty tough, I would think, on Caitlin to just really... It's not a virtue of Caitlin's, right? She's competitive and she wants it now, and that's what makes her great. Foul. That is her second. Put Caitlin Clark to the stripe. Oh, yeah, that's a foul.
Office. It felt as though the entire league turned a blind eye, almost as if they had silently agreed that Caitlin Clark, the new face of the game, needed to be taken down a peg. But in Los Angeles last night, something shifted. The narrative is changing. Caitlin Clark isn't backing down. Her fire, competitiveness, and undeniable talent are what make her a true standout. What's been shocking, though, is what's really been at play here. Clark wasn't just another rookie, she was a game changer, bringing in ratings the WNBA had never seen before, selling out arenas, and shifting the league's economics. Some of the veterans, who'd never seen this level of attention before,
Sammy Whitcomb, seconds left. Okay, drives baseline, and shot by Izzy Opportunity is up and in.
Are standing up for their star player. They've made a bold move, signaling they won't allow her to be bullied anymore. This isn't just a victory for Caitlin Clark, it's a turning point for the entire league. Every team that thought they could push her around should now be paying attention. Things are about to change. After Caitlin Clark's incredible rookie season, the Indiana Fever took action. They've retooled, reinforced, and added the kind of firepower that guarantees Clark will never have to stand alone again. Imagine this, Caitlin Clark running the offense, but now with a squad that doesn't just protect her, they make sure anyone who tries to take a cheap shot will pay the price. The Fever's new recruits aren't just skilled, they're tough as nails. These players bring size, strength, and an attitude that demands respect. They'll make anyone think twice.
Gets tripped up.
Landing a late hit on Clark. What's truly shocking is that last season, the WNBA let these cheap shots slide because Clark didn't have any real enforcers backing her up. That's not the case anymore. Indiana just made a major defensive and physical upgrade, ensuring that anyone who dares to test Clark will have to face some serious consequences. Now, let's talk numbers. Caitlin Clark took on an unbelievable 177% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA. One player. That alone proves what happened to her wasn't just tough defense or...
Yeah, right here. She's trying to she got her right in the face.
It was targeted. It was a concerted effort to break her down, to wear her out, and to remind her who's supposed to be in charge. And what did the WNBA do about it? Nothing. No major suspensions. No rule changes. No discussions about player safety. The Indiana Fever's front office stayed silent. The referees turned a blind eye.
Here. She's trying to just get the pass. She got her right in the face. Yeah.
Let's treat it like just another part of the game. If this had happened to any other star player, it would have sparked outrage. But Caitlin Clark was left to defend herself. This season, though, things are different. Let's be clear, Caitlin Clark was abused on the court because some in the league couldn't handle her success. She came in...
Going and Nicholson giving her an extra curricular two-hand shove.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate for the game that they have played today.
Yeah, just frustration.
WNBA, outselling every other player, breaking viewership records, and bringing mainstream attention to a league that had long been overlooked. For years, the players in the WNBA had been underpaid, underappreciated, and barely recognized by the mainstream sports media. Then Clark shows up and changes everything. Suddenly, the WNBA is hot, networks are tuning in, and ticket prices are soaring. Instead of celebrating her impact, some players resented her for it. The veterans who had spent years struggling in obscurity couldn't handle the shift. They wanted to punish her for
Indiana. I'm going to shout out to Lexi Hall. I'm a big Lexi Hall fan. Lexi Hall shot the leather off the ball in their game against Seattle. Kelsey Mitchell is just stroking. She is just shooting the basketball. Aaliyah Boston, almost a triple-double. If Indiana continues to play the way they're playing like this, they too are going to move up in the standings. And that was it, you guys. That was all she had to say about Indiana. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, not even a nod to Caitlin Clark, not even saying like, Caitlin Clark's playing well, or Caitlin Clark's leading the team. I don't even, like, you don't even have to be that complimentary, but leaving her out completely when she is the _1 component of that Indiana Fever team and has also been playing a lot better post this Olympic break than she was before, to completely leave her out,
she had earned. But this season, the game changes. As Caitlin Clark's star continued to rise, her opponents began targeting her even more. The bigger she became, the harder they tried to tear her down. But the fans? They rallied behind her. Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's golden ticket, and no amount of cheap shots can change that. Last season, Clark proved she could handle adversity. She took the hits, got back up, and kept pushing forward. But this season? She's coming back with a vengeance. And this time, she's not standing alone. The Fever's upgrades ensure she has the support she didn't have last year. The WNBA had their chance to protect her and failed. Now, the Indiana Fever are taking matters into their own hands. Speaking of which, let's talk about the other players stepping up. Lexi Hall, shout out to her, shot the leather off the ball in their game against Seattle. Kelsey Mitchell has been absolutely on fire. And Aaliyah Boston? Nearly had a triple-double. If Indiana continues to play like this, they're going to climb up the standings fast. But what's surprising is how many people still ignore Caitlin Clark's role in it all. In a post-game comment, no mention of Clark, no nod to her leadership, no recognition of her stellar play. It's baffling. She's the and she's playing better than ever after the Olympic break. To leave her out of the conversation completely? It's baffling. For the teams that targeted her last season, good luck. Because Caitlin Clark and the Fever just became a whole lot scarier. Now, let's throw things completely off script for a second. Despite facing relentless physical challenges, Caitlin Clark's rookie season was nothing short of historic. After the Olympic break, she took her game to an elite level, averaging 23 points per game and shattering long-standing WNBA records. On July 17, Clark dished out 19 assists against the Dallas Wings, setting a new WNBA record for the most assists in a single game. She became the first rookie in WNBA and Indiana Fever history to record a triple-double. Clark surpassed the previous rookie assist record, which had stood since 1998, finishing the season with 232 assists. She also broke the record for most three-pointers made in a rookie season, previously set in 2022. On top of that, she tied the WNBA record for most career games with at least 25 points and 10 assists, achieving that 5 times during her rookie year. It's no wonder her games draw in NBA-style figures, breaking viewership records by a wide margin. But what if I told you it doesn't end there? Caitlin Clark's impact extends far beyond the court. She significantly influenced
incredible inflection point, and it feels like for the rest of the world, the light switch has come on, and everyone now understands what we all know and love about the WNBA, how tremendous these players are on the court, but also what great people they are on.
Merchandise became top sellers, contributing to about a third of the league's revenue. The Indiana Fever saw a massive 182% increase in ticket sales. How do you explain that? It's the Caitlin Clark effect. Yet, despite these amazing numbers, the WNBA wrapped up the 2024 season with a $40 million loss. Why? The answer is eye-opening. The league didn't leverage Clark's marketability. It's not hard to see why. It's all about politics. Caitlin Clark is white, and unfortunately, we live in a time where that creates complications in how people are treated and marketed. But despite the politics and the challenges, Clark is still dominating. She's still making history. And now, the Fever are finally in a position to support her the way she deserves. This season, they're ready to make their mark. Stephanie White's deep-rooted connection to Indiana, both as a former player and coach, brings a wealth of experience.
In the ball games, right? You got to give them the freedom, the confidence to believe in their abilities to make those plays, but also a little bit of the structure to help them see the different ways that you can attack. I think we've got to get better on the defensive end of the floor. Certainly, we don't have to make leaps and bounds and go from wherever we are to the top, right? But we've got to continue to get better. We've got to make sure on the days that shots aren't falling that we're able to position ourselves to win ball games. And, I was never a player who played defense. Dunn can attest to that.
Culture. Her previous stint with the team was marked by an impressive 37-31 overall record and a trip to the 2015 WNBA Finals. Now, her return signals an exciting new chapter for the franchise. For those who may not have fully understood the WNBA's impact, the light switch has finally been flipped on. The world is beginning to recognize what we've always known: these players are not only tremendous athletes but also incredible people off the court. White's familiarity with the organization's dynamics, coupled with her proven ability to develop talent, makes her the ideal leader to guide the Fever into the next era of success. To bolster their roster, the Fever made a bold move by signing six-time All-Star DeWanna Bonner to a one-year deal. Bonner's reunion with Coach White, under whom she thrived with the Connecticut Sun, is expected to pay immediate dividends. Known for her defensive prowess and scoring efficiency, Bonner
Coach Steph is always being on my butt about hustling, working hard, do the little things, because the little things going to take you a long way. And when I got the minutes that I played my rookie year, I took every advantage of it, and I'm happy to be back next to her playing with her.
The game on both ends. With her championship experience and leadership, she's exactly the kind of player who can help guide the Fever's younger stars through high-pressure situations. Bonner's presence will also help create more floor spacing, giving Caitlin Clark even more opportunities to orchestrate the offense. As Coach White puts it, players win games. You've got to give them the freedom and confidence to believe in their abilities to make plays, but also provide a bit of structure so they can see how to attack different situations. Coach White acknowledges the team still has room to grow, especially on the defensive end. We don't have to make leaps and bounds overnight, but we've got to keep getting better, especially on the days when shots aren't falling. To further solidify their frontcourt, the Fever acquired Natasha Howard, a three-time WNBA champion. Howard brings a tenacious defensive mindset and a knack for making pivotal plays. Her ability to guard multiple positions and protect the rim will be key as the Fever look to establish a strong defensive identity. Howard's championship pedigree and leadership qualities will elevate the team's competitive spirit, providing a stabilizing force during crucial moments. To add even more toughness and perimeter shooting, the Fever traded for Sophie Cunningham, known for her fiery competitiveness and sharp shooting. Cunningham's infectious energy is exactly what the team needs to stay fired up, and her efficiency from beyond the arc makes her a dual threat. "Coach is always on me to hustle, work hard, and do the little things," Cunningham says. "When I got the minutes my rookie year, I made the most of it. I'm excited to be back playing under her guidance." Cunningham's presence